Hello, hello everyone. Hi, hi, hello. How is everyone doing? How are y'all doing today? Hello, hello YouTube. We're going to be live for like oh man. I would probably be here for longer. I don't know the rules. I hope everyone's doing well. Dance, hello. Chat, the field tennis had come in. So we can now start packing them with wood. I'm very excited for that. So clearly y'all gonna hear me start doing that. So I suppose y'all gonna have to deal. Like y'all are going to have to. Thank you. I hope everyone is well. Okay, so first off to YouTube, especially you, Lambs. I apologize for not being able to get the donut deck list order. Like literally the same weekend that I was going to go get the donuts, they completely swapped the menu, which is crazy. So to remedy that, I think the most fair thing is one, we're going to do a basic celebration hitting YouTube partner by getting the Pokemon. The Pokemon. Oh man. We're going to get the Pokemon ones to eat on screen. And then Lance, you and Isaac are going to get to re-pick donuts. Appropriate to the amount like y'all donated. Probably like I'll double check the exact amount on the screen. And then take however much y'all inputted, go up by 1. And then those can be the donuts for the first part of the Sand Sally Lobster. I think that's what's fair. I think that is what is the most fair, you know. No, you didn't miss it. It's so like I told y'all in the Discord that like they ran out of the donuts. And that I was gonna still do it anywho, and that was my intent. And then we unfortunately ran into circumstances, which did not allow us to stream on the other week. Very important. Oh, hail the immortal sun god. I think the sun god I believe was. I'm a little bit privy to love. But I suppose I'm one heck of an Apollo player. Hello. Okay, so here's the thing, chat. I don't know how to unconnect YouTube from the chat. Like, y'all see how there's YouTube at the bottom? Also, hello, Kira. Y'all see how there's YouTube at the bottom? And then there's Twitch at the top, but Twitch now includes YouTube chat. I don't know how to separate that, and the problem is that it's been kind of delayed sometimes on the YouTube chat. So currently I'm opting to do both. I don't know if there's a better way to do it though. You know, yeah. Oh, Wispy, thank you for the sanity check. Thank you for the heads up. So we're gonna be live for an hour as I like sort some of these orders, and I'm gonna get them done today, tomorrow, through the week. Want to know more? What would you like to know more? Wing Dragon of All has finally gotten authority. Yeah, I know, right? I suppose we have a, what is it? Ghost Rare? We have a Ghost Rare. Have a ghost rare Sphere mode. And so in probably like about a week, your New York Anime Convention. Ooh. That sounds fun. I hope you have a candle. Yeah, when I went to cons, so by virtue of living in California, way back when, in the early days of the Anime Expo, it used to be free after 4 p.m. As to advertise themselves, they used to let you get in free for like the last hour or two. Back when they first started, like a long time ago. So that was my first time going to an anime con. Was that me and the gals? We rode up our way into LA so that we could see what was going on for a nominal price. That being free. With a little bit of gas and a little bit of time, but that was really fun. Nowadays, geez, chat, I think they charge you like $200 for the whole weekend or something. Maybe even more than that. Gosh, I can't remember. Because I opted not to go this year. But I have been going for many years, basically consistently. Because a lot of my friends were going. So I will say the spirit of that one is a little bit different. Definitely a lot more industry stuff going on, which, don't get me wrong, it's good for the con. They pay more money and they cover more expenses. I think it loses a little bit. But if it's niche and any tips for anyone going to their first con that don't have escape for now, real and true? Let's see. I guess it depends on the convention we're going to. So if you're going to like a small local one, I think if you like enjoy being able to just like enjoy fandom culture, you'll have a pretty good time. And I will say starting at like a small local one is also good if you are someone that doesn't do well with all the stimulating spaces. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of like major events do try to provide some kind of accessibility. Okay, example. So I went to Pokemon Worlds for 2025. One thing I did notice is that they claimed to provide like proper assistance for, what's the word? They claim to provide like proper assistance for like auditory and sensory needs. What is the I'm sorry, the term escapes me right now. I digress. So they like claim to have proper accommodations and said that they had a quiet space. I actually went to go visit the quiet space that they had set up. And now don't get me wrong, it is hard sometimes to like properly find and set up these kinds of accommodations. Because it's just not every like event space is fit for this kind of stuff, right? So I'm not here to like fault the event in terms of like yeah, it's kind of hard to like properly set up a quiet space, but like basically what they had was like a maybe like it was decently sized. I would like to say like it was a good like maybe, like at least like 5, if not like 10, like 100 or like not 100, 1,000 or 500 like maybe a 2,500 square foot space. I could be wrong. I didn't like measure it. So they had set up foam walls as to kind of disconnect it from everything around. but there was no feeling. So, although I was further away from the main stage, you could still hear a lot of the noise in the stage. And the reason why that I should probably start like 40 minutes, but the reason why that is important is you're trying to get to a place that's stimulating, where you can chill out. Overstimulated, still being able to hear the noise doesn't particularly help. Now, don't get me wrong, it was like quiet enough that I think it did it. So I guess if you're like worried about like sensory stuff, I would say like sort out. At the larger events, it also like an anime when you're trying to go from hall to hall, it's really cloudy, extremely cloudy. Like Min mentioned, it also depends on like what you're going to do. Like you can make some noise. Hello, Joey Bill. It also depends on like what you intend to do with it. So like I like to go to Artist Alley and I like to use it as a place to like get to play. But it is important to set spending. Sometimes you just like really like picking up. And now like spending $5-10 isn't something. But spending $5-10 at like 10 tables quickly adds up. You know what I'm saying? So like a spending limit is a good thing. If you know that there's certain stuff you want to do at the con. So some people go to conventions for panels, or to meet specific guests, or participate in certain activities. So I would check like the general like itinerary and schedule beforehand to see if there's anything you want to do. Especially at like a larger event like Anime Expo, they'll have like free panels where you can like watch premieres of shows. Or like listen to people talk and a bunch of stuff. Usually, in order to get into those panels, you have to be there like well in advance because they'll have the line. You'll have to wait in line. So I would also double check to see if there's like any stuff you want to do. Oh, so you also know how early you want to get there. It sounds exciting and like cool to try to be there the whole day to maximize the amount of money you put for a ticket, but sometimes being at an event center all day long can be tiring. So you can min-max that by kind of deciding your priority. So like, say you want to get an exclusive item, you probably wouldn't arrive that early and try to get there as early as possible. But if you're not trying to get like an exclusive item that you think is going to be sold out, you can save yourself a lot of hassle by showing up a little bit later than the exact opening. Because now you don't have to wait in line with other people trying to also yeah, Artist Alley usually has really cool stuff. If they have those, I would check it out. Yeah, I mean, if you're just there to experience the culture, I think I would check to see if there's any panels you like. If they have like a separate Artist Alley in the city, I would make the time to try to check out the book. What's wrong with Sean? Also, like, I hope y'all are impressed with how I am packing these. Wait, okay, let me, so what I'm doing is I'm packing some of these in advance, and then I'm going to, like, print the labels. You're gonna have to rewatch the VOD to know all of this stuff. Oh, no. Take a picture of this to see if I can show y'all how, like, I'm really proud of how I'm packing these, chat. Like, I know that sounds really random. I'm really proud of how I'm packing. Let me get one out to take photos. Upload the photo. So Well, I'm getting ready to upload. Oh, me. Okay. I suppose I'll send it in the stream notification. And I'll also bring it up on screen for those of y'all who aren't in the Discord, but don't want to navigate to the Discord. Oh my god. Fit to screen. Goodness me. Okay, see, I'm really proud of how I'm packing these. Doesn't this look like really cute? Doesn't this look really cute, chat? So y'all get the 2 stickers. There's the Pika sticker on the back side. You just can't see it. It's behind the 2 other stickers. And then you have the field center and then the new CMD. So this is how I'm packing it. Oh, it's cakey. So I'm not sure where I'm gonna put this. So I suppose I'll put this over here. For like people who are curious. And then slightly big. There we go. I'm packing these like you're eating good with me. Thank you again for supporting Lobster. I also, if y'all remember, we had some Stan Wawa stickers. We had some Stan Wawa stickers. I had bought them to print out a sheet of Senwawa stickers, but they're not individually cut. So I have them manually cut. Hello, you are fine. Oh my goodness! Hello! Hi! Okay, so chat, there's a YouTube user who I actually recognize from Twitter. They follow a lot of my model mama sisters, so the baby girls. Sticker in your hat to show dominant. So let me take a picture of this and then send it to myself again so I can show y'all for the umpteenth time. So I think if I have time, I'm going to be cutting these out and including them in the orders as a thank you. But I have to cut them out, so let me grab the picture. Save this to me. Go here. It to screen. Now, chat, I've learned since last time. Chat. Look, I'm so smart. I sized it down beforehand. We're so bad, chat. We're so bad. We sized it down beforehand. So these are all on one sheet. So I'm gonna have to cut them out individually with scissors. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut them into squares. That seems like the most efficient thing to do. So I'm also going to be including one of these in the order as a thank you. Like a little piece. It did take a little bit longer than anticipated, but that's the nature of manufacturing. So we're also going to have to cut very excited to finally get this out to you. Very excited. It's a race between the field center and your ethereal boxes. Oh gosh. Hello chat. Kira Twig there. Kira Twig is there. That's so cool. I hope you're well, Katie. Okay, you know what? Let me double check how many. So this is a row of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 28 in total. So if I do this properly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, if I do this right, I only need to make 10 cuts, and then they will all be individually cut. So I'm gonna really quick. I don't know if y'all can hear me cutting. If I cut like this, can y'all hear that? Chat, do you like this scissor cutting ASMR? Is this feeling in any way? Can y'all hear that? I don't think y'all can hear it. Maybe you can hear it when I'm talking, but not like when I'm not talking. If I'm talking, then you hear it in the background. Like as I'm talking, because the noise gate activation is there. Can y'all hear it? Because I don't think it registers without me talking. At least I don't think it's like, I don't think the noise is sensitive. But if I keep yapping, it activates the noise gate. You'll hear me cutting. Can y'all hear me? Cut. I have meme before GTA then. Okay, I don't know if y'all can hear it. We're gonna keep cutting regardless. I've been sitting on this sticker sheet for a while. Because the stickers were done, like, it was like one of the first things done. Leading into the anniversary stuff. Because the other stuff had to be, like, produced not in the US. So wait, which is the nature of manufacturing sometimes. So I'm having to do more than 10 cuts. Because I realized that, like, once they're in strips, I can't do a full horizontal. So I miscalculated a tiny bit. So my strategy here is I'm going to pack all of the, like, mud stuff, and then I'm going to just stuff these, like, into the city. Now, I have these, like, smaller size mailers that I am, like, 90% full. I can fit these, like, 90%. Oh, I'm 90% sure I can fit these into them. And the reason why that matters is because, like, I have more of these mailers that I need to use. And also, I feel better about using them because they're like a recycled paper. So I feel like it, like, you know, if you can help the environment when you can, you should attempt to do so when possible. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff that is, like, inherently... What's the word? There's a lot of stuff that is, like, inherently, what's the word? Inherently wasteful. It's such just the nature of, like, a lot of things in human consumption, you know? But, like, if you can help it, you know? If you can help it. I think if you can health bit, it's better to live relatively late. You know. Like, make choices that are better with that in mind when you can. I know that it's not always possible. So, I'm not going to try to fault anyone who doesn't have opportunities to, like, choose to do that. But I think that I like the small things. You have good news. Oh, come on. What is the good news? Just hemp toilet paper from now on. Like, if you want to do that, Kira, more power to you. As people, we have choices and options. And if y'all wanted to, like, get any of this stuff from the anniversary merch, so Nemnus and Bushin did donate for a giveaway, which I'm going to give away some of the packages during Lobster Week. And then, what's the word? If y'all wanted, like, the Field Center, that will be up for purchase at a slightly higher price in the shop. If you wanted some of the other stuff, I'll see what I can do. You might have to, like, contact me directly. After searching for 2 months, you finally got accepted into a studio and it's right next to the beach. Congratulations! A studio for what character? That sounds really fun. You know what? Sometimes, chat, sometimes you open Discord chat and you read messages you thought you would never read. The bad news is that it's super small and the size of a well, you know, sometimes it's a give and take, chat. It's a give and take. Let's take what you can get. Gotta take what you can get. It's worth it. So if y'all are wondering, Stan, how do I know? How do I know when my stuff is shipping and all that stuff? The website that I use for the shipping label is going to email you your shipping information for the tracking. And it should do that on, like, the day it goes out. Or, like, the day it's intended to go out. So there shouldn't be any issues. How are you doing? So unfortunately, and I don't mind doing this because, like, you know, y'all are supporting Lobster activity. Unfortunately, the shipping costs on the Sand Sally merch is going to have to go up. I'm going to try to be reasonable and only increase it by $1 in the US. But shipping prices prices did go up recently as they do every. So I don't mind, like, it's only like $1 or so. Maybe like $1 a couple. So I'm not losing anything, and y'all are supporting me, so it'll be okay. Like it's a marginal loss for the benefit of making sure y'all can enjoy things. So don't feel bad. This recession. I don't know if it's a recession. Like, that's just normal. That's just normal. it's I think if we're talking about the job stuff, like, yeah, that is unfortunate. It is. It's safer. So, y'all are probably going to get the order notification that it ships before you get the tracking. So if you get the notification that your order shipped, likely the next morning is when you're going to get the tracking. But like, if for some reason after a couple days you don't receive it, just email me and I'll reply and look into your order details. Okay, you're going to say, Stan, how can you talk about being environmentally minded when you're using, like, plastic bags in the picture? Okay, in my defense, I've had this stat of, like, 1,000 plastic bags. It's less than 1,000 now, right? For over a year. And I can prove it with screenshots from Twitter. Yeah, like, it's for y'all. It's for y'all, exactly. Like, I'm not, you know, I don't do a lot of merch in general. Like, okay, I probably do more merch than some people. But unlike some of our friends who have, like, cool companies and groups to work with, which, like, sure, I could work with stuff like all of those makeshift stuff, maybe. But I do find a level of enjoyment of, like, designing unique merchandise. And luckily I have the means to fulfill it myself. I will say the one thing I'm a little bit disappointed in by the field centers. Don't get me wrong, they're gorgeous, right? The one thing I'm a little bit disappointed in is the backplate printed a slightly different blue than the original sample. And then the actual backside with, like, the lobster cut. For some reason, the white didn't have a full bleed to the edge. So for some of the pieces, you'll see it on the cut, and I actually noticed it too in the pictures I sent to the Discord like a month ago. That the back set cut, like, I think they printed the lobster smaller on this one than they did for this one. So the back cut is a little bit misaligned. Like, not in a deep capacity, but like, so if you knew what it was supposed to look like, you would notice it. But if you don't know what it was supposed to look like, you wouldn't notice it at all. If that makes any sense. So, like, I notice it because, like, I know it's supposed to look like. But, like, at the end of the day, it's, like, not the biggest deal. In a second, I need to grab the mail list startup. Can you still rage bait your opponent? Yes. Yes, you can. For those of y'all who, like, don't, me see if I can pull up the image really quick. So if y'all didn't know, this is what the field center looks like in the corner over here. So it still has the glitter. Like, the glitter is fine. But the back side looks a little bit different in terms of, like, this. Just the white edge doesn't go all the way to the edge of the cut. But it still looks fine. It looks fine. Like, y'all don't know what I'm talking about when you see it. I'm just gonna do this in chronological order. With the exception of, like, if anybody ordered, like, single items, I think I'm going to, like, get those done first. So that I can make a back spreadsheet for the people who did order the full thing. And then I can print out their shipping labels all in one. So you can still wage bait your phone. It still looks like this. Yeah, so like I like being able to provide this kind of stuff here. Like I'm not like pushing much like all the time. It's like a couple times in a year. We've never really quite done like a pre-order before, but I think that like upward. How much luck will this bring you during openings? Good question. Good question. I think it will bring you as much luck as you believe in yourself. You have to manifest it. You know. You have to have a winning mindset. You have to keep a winning mindset. You have to really want things. Okay, now I have to get up to get the shipping labels. Goodness. I'm doing alright. So yeah, hand-packed orders by me. And Sally. Hand-packed orders. So I'm going to try to do like at least 10 a day. And if we stick with that pace, we should be done by the time the weekend is over. So that's my general essay on how much luck means. Sally. Which again, chat, if you get a notification for the shipping or saying that your order has shipped, remember to wait till the following morning to like actually get the shipping information. It's gotta get till get. How much the actual weight of this? It's not really. There's no way. I don't believe this. We have to have a more stable surface. Pause. Pause. Something feels that maybe this is just lighter than I thought it would be. And if that's the case, that's great news for us. visual. Hey, perfect. Perfect. And then how much this together? Spectacular. Okay, wonderful. That is great news for this level. Keep comboing Hero's deck to send Sally left. Oh, so, okay, my Nakama actually, chat. My Nakama. If y'all remember, one of our Sam Sally side characters is my friend who plays One Piece. Not PUBG, but Ian was actually looking at the new Toon support. And he was like, hey, do I casually get back into Yu-Gi-Oh! With the new Toon stuff? I'm like, oh my gosh, chat, it's working. Chat, it's what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Marketing is working. They're upgrading the classic decks. And the boomers of the Yu-Gi boomers are returning, chat. The nostalgia, it drives them. Working, chat. Konami's marketing. Which, don't get me wrong, they're never really good at this. It's working, chat. It's working. I just found that kind of interesting. Couple. So let's see if we can get 10 done. I think that's the goal. Stoic Lobster. Hello, Stoic Lobster. Here we are. Game makes a lot of people hate on it. Oh, really? They were a fan. I told him, like, I heard that Toons now has, like, a... basically, like, an OTK, right? Like, a going second OTK. No. No. This is for the fans. This is for the fans. This is for my lovely supporters. My lovely supporters. Like, I'm just yapping to yap. I'm not, like... I am not voting for fun. Don't worry about that. Now, we're a strong, independent woman who works multiple jobs and has many sources of income. that is constantly bleeding because of clogging, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You don't think enemies can be fans? Okay, I actually disagree with that. Yeah, well, do you want to hear my, like, big take on haters? Here's my big take on haters. Like, don't get me wrong, there's, like, the basic internet haters, right? This isn't about the basic internet haters. Like, anyone can go on to, like, a video and be like, I don't like this sound. Your voice. I think your deck list is bad. Aw, man, thank you for gifting me this. Does that not trigger the alerts? Oh, it does. It does trigger the alerts. Thank you. Wait, you gifted yourself. That's so funny. You're so good at this, Min. Wait, that's so funny. That's so... I've never seen that happen before. Thank you for the 5. Congratulations to Zimmer Plays, you're cozy. What a regular. Hello to my looking fan. Shoutouts to Pizza PC. Malibot? You're cozy. Zimmer Player. 691 and Min. Min gifting their self. How funny. But anywho. So here's my take. Here's my take on haters. If they are true haters, like not just somebody who likes to not be on the internet. Like if they actually are your haters, not just like a hater in general. Your biggest haters, your true haters, are actually some of your biggest fans. There are some people who like are your fans, right? And they're there for the good. Haters are there for when you fall as well. Okay? They are constantly preying on your downfall. Like, imagine somebody who is by your side during your worst hours. They are clearly your biggest fans. Okay? They are clearly your biggest fans if they are sticking by you in your worst of times. Think about it this way, huh? If someone says they hate me, right? Or like allegedly. You know, allegedly. If they hate me, then why am I always on their mind? Explain that. Clearly, I must be their biggest idol. If I live rent-free. But that's kind of my opinion on haters, to be honest. Is that I think if they are like an actual bona fide true hater of you as an individual, they must actually be your biggest fan. Like, that is a lot of time and dedication that they, directly or indirectly, okay, that attribute to. You know, just for consideration. For consideration. Put that into consideration. I'm still so surprised that you hate yourself with the gift. Like, this is highly important. I wonder what the odds of that are. Okay. Back to the orders, chat. Back to the orders. Okay. Yeah, y'all can still talk to me. I have to get myself. I have to look myself. So how many is that so far? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try to get 5 more. You don't know how much you needed to hear that? Aww. I'm glad it gives you some kind of solace, Killa. Like, I'm just saying that, like, yeah, their comments aren't that great, but, like, The fact that, like, if they will hate on every single video, like, they clearly gotta be a fan in some way. Like, there was something about you that they either want to, like, it's one of two things. It's one of two things. Either they're secretly obsessed with you and they don't know it, so they're, like, clearly assume they're right? Or, like, if they are constantly hating on your content, right? That means there's something about it they wish was better. Like, does that make any sense? Like, if somebody says, like, oh, you're doing this all wrong, this was terrible to watch, they cared enough to share their critique. They have a stake in there. As like, as negative as they want to attempt to push the connotation, they still cared enough to try to, like, give you actual critique. Now, if they're just, like, an internet troll and hater, that's, like, whatever. But if they're, like, a bona fide, like, true hater. Yeah, like, if they go through each video and they point out the things you said, like, incorrectly, like, what happens when they run out of stuff to nitpick? Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're clearly drawn to you for some reason. And maybe they don't quite know that reason, right? But, like, does that not just make them, like, a bigger fan? They're just, like, a really awkward fan, right? Like, they're a really awkward fan. And, like, they clearly want you to improve or something. It, you know, it feels like that's how I would like to interpret it, if that makes sense. Like, you know, it's like how people always say that, like, villains sometimes are, like, the best characters. Like, no one wants to, like, entirely like... Okay, well, that's not true. Some people do just really like characters for being evil, right? Hating but still... Yeah, hating but still giving advice. Exactly. That was tsundere. Exactly. Like, there's something about you that they are drawn to. And they can't quite place it. But, like, chat, here's the thing. Fundamentally, the opposite of love is not hate. Love and hate are two very strong and powerful emotions. In my opinion, the opposite of love is not hate. If they didn't care about your love, then they're not your fan. Right? If they're your hater, there must be a small part like of them that is your fan. Because otherwise, why would they care so? With, like, the exception of, like, don't get me wrong, if someone wronged you personally, right? And you have, like, a revenge vendetta for them, that's a little bit different. But if you're just a Yu-Gi-Oh! Content creator, like, that's making videos online, you're a lobster girl who is, like, packing merch orders for her fans online. Like, if someone is hating on me for, like, there must be something about me. Like, clearly. Like, what else is the explanation? What else is the explanation? Why would you even waste your time on it, you know? Like, you keep saying you have better things to do. That's what I would like to ask them. That's what I would like to ask them. Just consider that, chat. Consider that. Consider that. Food for thought. Food for thought. Don't think too hard about it. I'm just saying food for thought. Food for thought. Put that into a little bit of consideration. Just a bit. Just a tiny bit of consideration. Like, you know what? It's just, it doesn't add up otherwise. Like, it doesn't add up otherwise. It just doesn't make sense. However else you spin it. And then I'm going to do Maybe 3 if we have it. Did you miss the stream? Hello, Blake. We'll be here for a little bit. How are you? I hope that you're well. I hope. We have the Sam Sally merch coming, so I am packing that right now. We're gonna try to pack 10 orders a day, so that I can get this done in a sustainable amount of time. Like, a little bit of a length. If you can't finish everything all at once, right, then break it up into manageable pieces. And like, it's hard for me to even take my own advice sometimes. Like, I don't always do like a great job with it either. But try to keep that in mind. That like, if you want to like accomplish stuff and finish things, sometimes doing a little bit or doing things like not like, I don't want to say poorly, but sometimes the answer is like do it semi poorly, right? Even doing stuff like a little bit, the fact that you attempted to make the effort to like accomplish something or finish something goes leagues like beyond just not doing it poorly. If that makes any sense, if that makes sense. So it's like, if I can't pack all the merch orders tonight, even if I didn't end up packing the 10 that I wanted to pack, the fact that I packed 5 is better than nothing, you know? I'm getting the shipping. Like, we should be able to pack them. Should be able. We had briefly talked about how to facilitate yourself. That is such a late. That is such a late notification. But thank you again to me for gifting the membership. Congratulations to our new Stay friends on YouTube. You know what? I should probably do this. I hope that this is like set up correctly. I would hate for this to be set up. Sometimes the negative comments gets in your head though. Any trick to get out of it? That's a good question. I guess it depends on the severity of the comment, right? I think that, like, a very common practice I see people do is they like ask their friends like opinion. So like, let's say someone said, you're opening this card pack all like, let's just say someone said that. You could ask your, like, you ask a neutral third party. Like, don't get me wrong, your friend might be biased towards you. So if you can't ask a neutral third party, just ask a friend and be like, okay, they said my audio sucked. Did you think my audio was any worse than usual? So, like, sometimes you have to, like, look at it objectively. If that makes any sense. Like, if someone is, like, if we go back to the, like, clearly the haters or your fans, and they're trying to give you, like, critique to improve, right? If we go from that angle, and, like, the comment is, like, something about something you do, then, like, you have to ask, like, okay, so it is a true statement. So, like, let's say it's true. Let's say I played a duel, like, let's say I played Yu-Gi-Oh! On paper, and, like, I recorded some remote duel video, and someone commented on my video that I was playing, like, way too slow. Well, I was slow playing. You know, that makes people feel a certain way. When they get called out for slow playing, when in reality they're just thinking. So then, first, since it's something like a video, right? People can actually go back and watch the video. So, like, you can get a friend's opinion. It's like, hey, do you think I was slow playing? And, like, sometimes you don't, like, realize that you do stuff, right? So, if the reality is your friend's like, yeah, I guess I could see how that is slow playing, then maybe your choice is to either just accept that you will get better with more practice on the deck, or you can, like, actively work to try to, like, play faster if you wanted to. Now, here's the other thing. Everyone has opinions, and you can't make everyone happy. So, like, you might not be able to, and you might not agree with every single comment. So then you decide, it's like, okay, well, it seems like I was potentially, like, playing a little bit slow. You can think, well, it was my first time playing that deck one. So of course I was a little slow. And then you can feel better about that critique. Or you can be like, you know what, yeah, I guess I'll try to play a little bit faster. Yeah, so, like, I guess you can try to see if you can look at it objectively. Now, if it's not something that you can look at objectively, like, let's say someone comments and says, I hate your voice. Well, then, like, you clearly can't satisfy them. Because, like, unless I want to jump through hoops to try to sound any different than I do, I'm not going to satisfy them because this is how I talk, right? So then you can decide, like, well, there's nothing I can do to satisfy this individual. So then you no longer take their critique as well. And you know what? Find comfort in your friendship. I think this is a common mistake a lot of people don't do in general. I think it's the thing that, like, particularly, like, males in the Western sphere don't tend to do. I think do reach out and ask your friends on opinions. On, like, well, they said this comment. What do you think about it? And they can tell you, like, if that person is just being, like, a quote-unquote hater. Like, they want something to be upset about. Or if it's, like, a valid critique. Now, if it's someone that just wants something to be upset about, like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're valid in your feelings. So, like, you know, feel those feelings. Share those feelings with your friends. Address it if it is something that, like, you could actually change or would even want to change. And if it's not something you can change or you would want to change, feel your feelings. Like, you know, like, maybe like an hour if you really wanted to, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long it takes you to get through it. And then let it go. At the end of the day, it is just like someone's opinion. I suppose if you don't have, like, a community or friends to confide in, guess what? You have a new personal mission. Let me find someone I can talk to about my content. Because maybe, whether they're there for the emotional support of helping you get through hate comments, or maybe they're there to improve your content. You will get new ideas. You will try new things you haven't tried before. There's always opportunity to, like, do better and do things. And, like, chat, I will say, like, a lot of this stuff is easier said than done, fundamentally. It's not easy to, like, not be effective at stuff. Oh my god, I let things get to me sometimes too. So, like, if I can help it, I'll take my advice. And if I can't, it's fuck. And, like, sometimes the answer really is you just gotta get up and walk away from it. Go touch grass, go do something else. Do something to get your mind off it. Especially if it is, like, something that you can't control. But the comment is still effective. And you can just focus on other things. Now, some people have, like, a lot of different ways to cope with stuff. So, like, some people drown themselves in it. Some people like to distract themselves by spending time with friends. Some people will, like, go and game or something. Like, whatever you feel to need to get over something. Do 15 games of League of Legends. Okay. Don't actually play League of Legends. Like, whatever you feel like will best at the end of the day, like, it is about you. You are the one making the content and videos or just existing in an online space. Right? Like, even if you're not making content, let's just say you're in a Discord for, like, deck building or something. Or, like, they have all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Off-type Discords. I've never been them, but they have those. Say that every time that you post your deck list. Like, somebody comes in and says, wow, your deck looks terrible. Now, if they're not going to, like, help you, then you don't really need to consider their opinion very. Like, don't get me wrong. Your deck list could still potentially be garbage, right? But if all they're going to do is just say that it's bad and not provide, like, any kind of context after the fact, like, clearly that individual is just, like, not going to be productive to have around. And there's, like, a couple solutions. Either you ignore them, if you want to block them, you could try looking for help in other spaces, other friends, other Discords, other places online. Maybe if you're lucky, like, find something to net deck off of to get you a better idea. There's always solutions. And, like, when you're going through it, you're feeling strong. It is hard sometimes to, like, get a solution. But that is why we have the solution of talking to peers and friends, maybe even colleagues. I think it's like the reason with like, you're not always going to succeed. By that I mean, you're not always going to be able to properly regulate your emotions in every single scenario. And you know what? If you can't, that doesn't make you a bad person, and it doesn't make you any less of a person. It just means you're human. So don't feel too bad about it either. If it's like something that you have a hard time like slowing down and like not getting upset over. And if it's something that like deeply troubles you, like I suppose that's what therapy is for, right? Like if you are frustrated with yourself and you're like, you know what, I hate that I keep letting these people's comments get to me. And it seems like there's nothing I can do about it. Guess what? That's what therapy is for, Ted. It's a beautiful thing that we have resources. Now, granted, not everyone needs to go to therapy. But, like, you know, I will say it probably helps a lot more people than the stipulation being therapy is only as helpful as you are. It is only as helpful as you ready. If you are going to attempt to get help, but you are not open to receiving that help, the criticism, critique, or like adapting what happens, it's not gonna be a good time for you. I think there's nothing wrong with that, to say. Nothing wrong with that. But it is just one of those things with, like, y'all then gotta keep it in mind. Like, it's gonna bother you. So, you know, recognize the patterns in your behavior and see how you can go about, like, you know, improving it. And it's going to take time. It is going to take time. When you are going through it and you are in the middle of feeling strong emotions, it takes practice to learn how to, like, objectively look at a situation. So, like, if the first couple times you try to go through these methods and it's not working, don't fool yourself. Try a couple different methods. See if that helps at all. And you know what? A good exercise is chat. I feel like not a lot of people do this. I think a good exercise is, let's say you had a situation like that in the past and you've moved on. Think about, like, how you were able to move on. Like, did you just up and forget about it? Did it haunt you for years, but now you're okay with it? If it haunted you for years and now you're okay with it, go back and think, is there anything, something you could have done or someone else could have said to you that would have made you feel better? And then now you've kind of just figured out how to make yourself feel better. Hindsight is always better. So if you can't, like, be able to, like, you know, if you're not facing that situation now, but you're worried about, like, the hypotheticals or something like that happening, then congratulations. That means that has probably already happened to you in some capacity. Apologies that has happened to you. But you can now kind of just do a retrospective. See how you can be better. Everything takes. You are not going to become a master of something overnight. You know, if you are, good for you. That's you. I'm very happy for you in that case. But if you don't, do not feel like any less of a person because of it. One more. Gotta print out the label for these. And, like, if y'all feel like my advice isn't going to help you, guess what? That's okay too. Because different stuff works for different people. You just gotta figure out what works for you then. Because what works for me isn't going to be a blanket solution for every person. So don't lose hope. Do not lose hope if you feel like, don't feel exasperated. You're like, but San, all the advice you gave me, it isn't working. If you feel deeply disturbed, then I suppose seek therapy. It's not the end of the day. You will survive. That's a beautiful thing. Is that life presents you with a lot of situations. And a lot of circumstances. And you as an individual have the power to choose how to live your life. Open your way. Okay, I don't know about the Exodia. Two more, just in case. Label winner likes to be lame one. Line this up. Put on the label winner. And then get on Twin Pin. Why are you doing okay, this one punches twice. One punches 3 times. Do I need to read labels? God, I hate these. Okay, I think all 3 of these unfortunately need to be followed. Let's unclick these. Okay, on this wall. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just 8 more. Gonna do print out 7 of these, and then the 8th one we're just going to print as a single. Oh, why I order? Okay, I am upset at the label printer because it does this all the time. How do I? How do I cancel? I'm going to cancel. Cancel. Plus, and then cancel. Cancel. It makes me upset because, like, I worry about resources. So I don't want it to just keep winning. I guess we'll just have to win each one of these. Like, a little bit annoying, but, you know. When this loss, I'm completely unplugged. Good clear the princess. These at a time. Also a little annoyed that it prints it one at a time and then skips the label, but yeah, you take what you can get. Choose your battles. A minor frustration like this should not take over your life. So that is 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm gonna get 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. load this. One. Get each one of these. Is I wonder what that noise is. I have to like reread the label one back every single time. So whatever. Not every single time, but majority of them. It's like a little annoying, but yeah. Okay, wonderful. Got 10 labels for today. Good night, everyone. Tomorrow's Friday. One more until the weekend. Good night. Gotta believe in the heart of the cards. I don't have mods. I don't have mods. This is true. I do not have mods. I kind of just don't need them. Hello, DSC. How are you? I hope you're well. Relatively speaking, I usually don't need them. Don't make me regret that statement. I think I would have to like be maybe like 10 times as big as we are now for me to really feel like we need one. It's like, you know, you're a good apple. Take it as a compliment, not antagonist. It's kind of a tight fit, but it does fit in. You know what? Fine. I'm gonna go grab a bag. Throw these all into. I'm smart. Alright, we're gonna finish packing all of these up. And then we're going to win this streak. I think that is a good plan. I think that is a good plan. How are we gonna User IDs. Here. Remember, chat, that y'all can expect shipping information in your email. Soon, Tiam. And if you didn't get it this time around, just know that you'll probably get it like tomorrow night or before the end of the weekend. And if you get it by the end of the weekend, expect it to ship out. Almost. Oh. Aw, thank you. Something going on. Oh, come on in. I am packing some orders. I'm hanging out. I'm a little bit locked in, so we still have to. And hello. I play a lot of PC. And sometimes we have late night productivity. Do you think I'm muted? I don't think so. I think I'm just quiet. Sorry if I have a minute talkative. Unless there's still some audio issues, let me know. A lot of labels. A lot of labels on this one going on. I have to be careful about overseas. This is the last thing. Let me double check. I think this one might be the last one. Therefore, the last pack. Let's start this thing. Let me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Because we did have to reprint the label multiple times. Actually, tax them. Good job, chat. We've got 10 orders down. I'm I would wait out. I think we'll just fade into the. I think I'm hanging out. I hope I'll have a nice visit. You take care of me. I'll see y'all when I see you. Join the Discord if you would like. If you're interested in Sam Sally merch, we have a website. If you're interested in specifically this merchandise, some of the leftovers for it will be up for sale. Just like a couple. Look forward to next week. We are going to be trying the Krispy Kreme Pokemon collab. I'll see y'all when I see you. And just wait, you're not in my